Casper Dennis here for Submission Radio, proudly brought to you by Engage Combat Fightwear, who incidentally also sponsor our good friend Israel Adesanya. Now I gotta ask, is it the Last Stylebender or the Stylebender?
Stylebender, but you can just call me Styles for short. It's a mouthful, but I coined the name from a TV series called The Avatar, and yeah, it's a mouthful, so just call me Styles.
Did you give yourself the nickname, or did somebody give you that nickname?
Nah, fuck that. I gave myself the nickname. Like a lot of people say, like, oh, you can't name yourself. You know, you gotta.
Two of us are talking trash.
Yeah, nah, he's my guy, man. He's big, sexy. But
it's like the wolf pack.
Yeah, I know. A whole lot of us. Oh, you wait till after the fight. But yeah, I mean, people say, you know, oh, you can't give yourself a nickname. But I was like, why? You know, I make my own destiny. I don't want my destiny to be in someone else's hands. So it made sense to me because Aang, the Avatar, had to realize his potential of being the Avatar by mastering all elements, which is water, fire, earth, and air. And I have to realize my destiny as just mastering all the elements of martial arts to be here. Yeah.
It's exciting stuff, and also a lot of people are excited about your debut. You've had a lot of hype behind you for quite some time, an amazing run, no losses, amazing performances. How does it feel to actually be out here at Media Day in Perth, having just a few days out from your UFC debut?
Yeah, it feels, to be honest, normal. Like I've kind of just over the years, I've watched the embeddeds. I've seen all this stuff happen. I've watched all these interviews of different fighters. By accident, just the habit. I constantly just go back into, like, you know, in my head and just see all this thing happening, like pre-fight, post-fight, in the cage, visualizing. So this just all feels like a memory to me now. It's just, oh, we've been here before. Same shit, different day.
You visualize this interview, you already know what we're going to be asking. But here's the crazy thing. You've been fighting MMA since 2012, 11-0, all finishes. Why did it take so long for you to finally, I guess, make your debut, get in the UFC? Was it because we heard that the UFC had been trying to get you for quite a while?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was contracted to another company at the time in Asia. But I think it was really important for me to get my experience outside the UFC before I jump in the Shark Tank, because you see a lot of these guys like on Looking for a Fight, they're in a white show, and they have like 2-3 fights, and they jump in the Shark Tank, and it's like, well, you didn't really think, you know, some of them do well, some of them don't do so well, and I really wanted to get my experience outside the UFC, and now it's the time. I just feel like I've just hit my stride of my prime, maybe even like just in the cusp of it, and yeah, it's go time.
Obviously a huge background in kickboxing, kind of your first love, I suppose. Talk to us a little bit about what drew you in terms of MMA, and why was kickboxing, I suppose, the first thing that you really wanted to focus on, and why has it taken so long to sort of switch your focus to MMA?
I started when I was a kid. I did Taekwondo as a kid, but then my mom pulled me out of it because I started kicking everything in the house. And then I started dancing for a few years, and then...
What kind of dancing?
Like everything. I did krump, b-boying, popping. Yeah, like I'm like a copycat ninja. If I see something,
Wow.
I can replicate it very well. So that dancing parlays into fighting easily, because then my muscle memory is able to remember move sequences. And then for me, MMA, it's just even if I wanted to take the easy path, I would have chose boxing and like do the blueprint, you know, fight bums, climb the ranks, world title, blah 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 blah, or kickboxing. But then, in the back of my mind, I'm sure Mayweather knows this as well, in the back of your mind, you know, if you ever meet up with a black belt or some guy in the streets or somewhere, you know, you get fucked up. And I never want to feel vulnerable in any position. So, yeah, I took the hard road. And I like the challenge as well. This is martial arts. You know, if I want, I could have just stayed in kickboxing and undefeated or whatever, run like a crazy record. But I want to challenge myself constantly every day and evolve. And this is fighting. This is the art of fighting. So, yeah, I never want to be vulnerable in any situation.
And it's interesting that you say that, because it's kind of like a quote that I think you were speaking to Flow Combat, and you said that you know if you only know kickboxing, you might get caught by, say, a wrestling guy or a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. Obviously,
yeah, definitely.
Obviously, if you're not competing in those aspects, then you're never going to get caught with them unless it is a street fight. So is that kind of what you were going for? And is that something that happens to you a lot these days?
These days, hey, they try me in the streets. I just tell them, hey, how much you want for this knockout? I don't hand them out for free. Yeah, but yeah, for me, just in any situation, you never know. I don't know if I'm paranoid or anxiety or whatever, but I don't like feeling unprepared. And like I said, if any situation goes down, I feel really prepared now. But I'm still learning. There's a lot I don't know, and there's a lot I don't know. So I'm still learning, and I want to stay prepared always, stay ready.
The crazy thing is, because of, I guess, your style, you sometimes showboat during your fights. You have crazy highlight reel knockouts. People are already comparing you to guys like, say, a young John Jones, an Anderson Silva, a Michael Venom Page. Do you like those comparisons? Do you think they're accurate in any way? And I guess, does it put any pressure on you coming in?
Nah, like I feel like it takes. Don't insult them, don't insult me by comparing us. I know what they're trying to do, what they're trying to say, but we're different people, like a lot of us. I mean, I watched Anderson Silva at UFC 90. I think that was my first pay-per-view I watched of him. But before that, I watched some DVDs. But then UFC 90, I watched him live fight Patrick Cote. And then he used, probably in the first round, like 10 different styles. And then the second round used telekinesis to dismantle his knee. And then I was like, who's this skinny black guy? Because like in my head, I kind of assumed like you had to be this buff. Everyone has this perception like you got to be this Arnold Schwarzenegger looking type dude to fight. But then this skinny black guy comes in there and just runs through everyone, and that inspired me. You know, I looked up to Anderson, still do for years, but I'm not him. Definitely not. You're dealing with a different beast. You know, I'm a new age, new breed. I've got a different mindset as well. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, people will find out later on, like, oh, this, and I learned a lot from those guys, John Jones, you know, Conor McGregor, Ali, everyone from every walk of life. But when you see me in that cage, you'll see that I'm a different breed.
The other thing, of course, is you were born in Nigeria, you represent New Zealand. How does that feel, sort of representing a couple of different countries and being out on the stage there, especially with New Zealand having a lot of success lately when it comes to representing in MMA?
Yeah, definitely. I'm proud to be from a New Zealand background in combat sports. My lineage is from the Balmoral Liga lineage of fighting. And yeah, my bloodline is Nigerian, so you know I represent both sides. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me. Like if someone's from Alaska and they fuck with me heavy, I fuck with them as well. Like if they're good to me, I'm good to them. So no matter sexual orientation, religion, background, whatever, I just mess with whoever messes with me.
We saw that Engage, who obviously is sponsoring you, sponsoring us. It's a good little partnership. They've got your T-shirt, BRKN Native, which I'm assuming is Broken Native. I wasn't going to make you do it, but look how nice he's showing us the tattoo, Broken Native. What exactly does that mean? What's the background there?
Broken Native was the name of a crew I had in the past, but then this is when I was a dancer. But
wasn't a gang, it was a dance crew.
Dance crew, yeah. No gang signs over here. My only gang is CKB. But yeah, I came up with the name years ago, and but then just it resonated with me, the name Broken Native, because I've always been that odd one out. You know, the bat amongst doves. You know, the pebble amongst stones. You know, so. Yeah, I took a different path, and I've always gone against the grain, so it just kind of represents just that. But a lot of my tattoos don't mean shit; they just look cool anyway. Yeah, no, straight up. I got Deadpool right here. Look at this shit.
Whoa!
Oh, look at that! That's awesome.
Did you see the new trailer this morning? Yeah, they kill movies. That's true. You're like Casper. I'm trying to get Casper to watch stuff.
Trailers kill movies. Man. Never watch them because then you'd be like, oh, I've seen this bit in the trailer, and then here it is.
Yeah.
So it just kind of takes away the surprise.
Yeah.
So
I'll save you the trouble. It looks great.
I know,
get excited. It looks great.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Before the movie comes out, of course, Rob Wilkinson is going to be going up against you over in Perth this weekend. Tell us a little bit about him, because he's obviously pretty big in the local scene here. Have you seen him? Have you run into him much? What do you know about him? What do you think about him as a challenger?
I only ran into him once when I went to check in, the day of the check-in, but he didn't even want none of me. He didn't look me in the eyes, nothing. So the fight's already started. This is just a mental warfare, you know. I'm not gonna like McGregor him and like, oh, you ain't shit. What do you do? Fucking nothing. Like none of that. I just, you know, I acknowledge people. So he didn't even want to look me in the eyes. So we're still at the baseline. We're still animals. We're the human animals. And subconsciously, if you want to flex, if you want to pretend, your subconscious, your body will let me know what's up, you know. And the eyes never lie. But he never even looked me in the eyes. His body language said everything. But, you know, it doesn't mean I'm going to take him lightly. They say, you know, never underestimate anyone, but they never tell you never overestimate them as well. But, yeah, in time, when we get in that cage, we lock the doors, we'll see who the real man is.
You said that it's going to end badly for him, and then afterwards he's most likely going to get cut from the UFC. What did you mean by it's going to end badly for him? Are you visualizing sort of how the fight's going to end, and if so, what are you visualizing? I'm
visualizing it. There's a couple sequences I see, like just from based off what he does or what my coaches told me he does. There's a couple sequences I can see it going where I rock him or I stop him straight away. But yeah, I just don't see you staying in the company after you get knocked out. First time bad, second time badly, even worse. And then you stay in the company, they're going to cut him. So, I mean, it's sink or swim, dog eat dog. It's him or me, but it's not going to be me.
Well, as we wrap up, very excited about the fight. Obviously, the division knows you're coming in. Everybody's excited. If you could look into the camera, what's your message to the division, everybody that's watching this right now?
I'm the new dog in the yard, and I just pissed all over the place.